5 years later, this still doesn't work. Beamerfest is coming in a couple weeks, and I'm planning on bringing this car here. It looks like junk right now, but I'm pretty sure in a couple weeks it'll look a lot better with an engine swap and paint and body. Before Beamerfest, I am planning to get 3 things done. First is an engine swap, then we're going to do paint and body, and we're going to finish off with suspension. And that'll be it for it. That's all it really needs with a car that's old. First things first, we're going to find the engine and hopefully make it work. The engine will be from a 1998 540i. It made about 292 horsepower and came equipped with a 6-speed manual transmission. The V8 is a lot bigger than the 6-cylinder that the car was made for, so it takes a lot of pushing and pulling to get the engine in. You pretty much have to shoehorn the engine in. It works best if the rear of the car is a lot higher than the front, so you don't have to angle the engine on the stand as much. For my drive shaft, since I'm getting a 6-speed, I actually have to remake the front end of the drive shaft. So here it is. This is actually from a 540i. The flange is a little bit bigger than what we usually have. So you could go to any drive shaft shop and just measure from the center support bearing to where the guivo meets, and then they could actually make one for you. But if you're not doing my route and you decide to go 5-speed, you can actually use the drive shaft from a E36 M3, and that would just bolt right up. You can see here, this is actually from an E36 M3, this is from an E30, and that front end is actually from a 540i. So I just measured from here to there, got this end, and got the flange of that, and they just welded this in between and balanced everything. Once the engine and transmission are bolted onto the car, the next step would be to reassemble the engine so it can be whole again. Completely messed up, and now the driver's side headers are useless. Before I had this problem where my steering joint would actually tap against right here every time I turned the wheel, so it'd be like, and I thought I could fix the problem by shorting the shaft that goes into here by moving it up, but instead it moved back, and now the only way that it'll work is if the shaft goes through these headers, and there's no way I'm doing that, so I have to make a completely new set. It'll probably take me a couple hours, but what's a couple hours when the car's been sitting for like 5 years? When making the headers, it's a lot easier to tack it in the car and then finish the weld outside. I actually made the mistake of cutting my motor mounts so that my power steering lines would connect, but then I cut too much and now the motor mounts actually started leaking oil. So you can see here where I trimmed it, because before this used to go through like that, and I thought I could get away by cutting a little piece of it off, but it'll start leaking. You can see the oil right there. So if you don't know, these motor mounts actually come with oil inside, so don't trim a lot. But to fix that, I actually got these ones, which is a lot smaller, and hopefully the power steering lines could go right through them. So the swap is almost complete now, and before I button up everything, I actually want to turn it over to make sure it starts up, so I don't have to repeat and do everything. So hopefully this goes well. And we're out of battery.
Ever since I had the card, it's always had the same battery, so I thought it'd be best to just purchase a new one. The best part to any swap is when you start reassembling everything, it starts to show how close you are to driving the car once again.
Most of the work is already done, so we got the engine in, the driveline in, and the exhaust work done. So the only thing left to do is start it up and hopefully it runs. Alright, let's try this again. Got my fingers crossed. Hope this works. Initial startup.